All right, let's go into the show, guys. Let's go into this show and talk about exactly what's going on. I can see Matt's here already. First, awesome, bro. Awesome. Nice to see you on the show. Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you very much. I've just literally just decided to. I just came home and I thought, okay, I got about 45 minutes. Let me quickly shoot something and send it out there for everybody, and hopefully people can actually see exactly what's going on. So one of the things that I did yesterday, I actually tweeted this image that you're seeing. It's not an image; it's actually a chart. I actually tweeted this, and I said, you know just frame it right. The reason is this kind of explains a lot of things here, and it needs, a lot of people needs to understand what's going on, right? Very important. So it's, how would I say this, right? One of the things that a lot of people need to understand is the market itself. All right, I can see Crypto Psycho is here as well. Hello, brother. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you very much for coming to the show. Yeah, so let's move on to this and talk about exactly what's going on, right? Because I think we just want to blitz through this and go and see exactly what's going on. Right, I've said that a few times, haven't I? Because you know what? This is a moment where a lot of people need to understand that there is some critical levels here that we have to kind of beat. So this chart here was mostly designed on the daily, so you can see this is on a daily, and you can see what it's doing. It's just basically taking the bottoms and then creating a pattern. So we're trying to keep this triangle as straight as possible, and then obviously I've got all these resistance and support levels and previous all-time highs, right, as my little bands. So when I'm looking at all of this, I see one specific data, right? And I'm looking at this. So I'm zooming into this, and I've done all my triangles. So I've got lovely little triangles, and I'm seeing all of this. And this is where we are right now. All right. So far, the candle seems to be super good, right? So when you're looking at this blue candle, you can see it looks super, super cool. But we have a bit of a problem. And the problem is this particular candle here and this particular candle here. And I'm going to move you through a few of these charts to show you exactly what's going on. So this is obviously my own drawing. So this is actually trying to show you is, look, we have this major downward trend line that we need to beat in order for us to get back. So remember back in the days I was telling you this 58. Well, now we have a kind of a smaller problem, but it's still a problem. We don't have the 58 anymore. Now we have this 53 is our level. We need to beat this 53. Okay, and then we have these micro levels here as well. So we take one step at a time, baby steps. Okay, baby steps. That's the most important thing. We can't just jump into the whole thing and say, right, this is what's going to happen or something like that. We need to understand that the market will do its thing, but it will take little baby steps to get to where it needs to get to, right? So, if, by the way, guys, if you're new to the channel, I always forget to say this. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe. And if you're here already, then please do hit that, smash that like button. It does help move the channel forward. So, and I know a lot of you guys are busy. This is not the best time in the UK to actually shoot a video, but this is what we got. So we got this upward trend line here, which we're solid, we're still holding, right? And you can see this upward trend line that I've marked here would be invalidated if we get to this 36, 37,000, 38,000, $39,000 level. I mean, absolute invalidation would be if we come to this $37,000 level. That's it. It's the end, right? And who's messaging me now? Let's have a look and see what's going on. So right, I'm going to switch off Discord because I don't want any messages coming in. Give me a second, guys. All right. So let's get the cursor result. So what you can see is this is the trend line. So this is the upward trend line, which is coming in from here, right? And I'm just using this basic model here to say, right, okay, we cannot go below this. And if we bounce here, it's fine. It's not an issue, right? So this is me being calm and saying everything's all great. But when I want to see everything being really, really super bullish, I'll need to see myself get back to this 53 zone, right? And I'm going to move you through the charts so you can actually understand what's going on. So I hope this makes sense. This is the trend line. This is a trend line. This is a trend line. Everything here is a trend line. Every triangle you see here is actually a trend box. Okay, but what I did it as a triangle, so just to make things more visually nice, and you can see where each levels are, each zones are for us, and how much traffic we might have. And we do have these mini zones here. I didn't draw them yet. I will update these later. All right, this is another one I showed, and I showed you how we've got a triangle here, right? And you can see we have this falling triangle, so you can say a descending triangle here. And also we do have a symmetrical triangle. Now on this symmetrical triangle, you can see we are just here. right? And when you're looking at all of these candles to be red, actually they're red because we're looking at the money flow as well, and we can see money's not flowing in. If they're green, the money's flowing in. If they're red, the money's not flowing in. So this is a custom indicator that I'm using, which shows me if the money's coming in or money's not coming in, and we can see money hasn't really come in. So we have this ascending symmetrical triangle here within a symmetrical triangle. So we're using both of these data, and we're saying, okay, if this triangle breaks out, how high can it go? We need to get to the 50. If this triangle breaks down, how low can we go? And it's telling us we can go to the $34,000 level, possibly even the 32. And that's based on the bigger symmetrical triangle. So you can see we've got data points here showing all of this to us, right? So we've got this range here where we might actually break down. Now, this is the only line of support that we have, and we're currently on it. So nothing is, gloom for us right now. It's actually very risky. And also, let me just double check. Let me refresh the chat, guys, just to double check if the chat is actually still working, because sometimes I do have issues where the chat doesn't work. Give me a second. Let me see what's going on. Okay, so the chat's fine. Okay, I don't see anything. That's fine. So this is what we've got anyway. So this is what I wanted all of you guys to understand, right? That there's a very small support here that we have, and then after that, this is all we can see. And all of this, you can move them on the a short time frames to see more data, like how these symmetrical triangles are playing out, how these descending triangles are playing out. Scary times, of course, Yambi. Thank you very much for coming to the show, bro. But I'll tell you what we really need to be scared about. So you can see here, what I'm doing is when I'm looking at my money flow, and I'm looking this on a 4-hourly, you can see how money is coming in, right? So we are seeing some bullish pattern here. Obviously, we haven't overtaken any of this. Now, the range we need to be looking at is this level here. We have to get back to this $44,000 in order for us to confirm that this is all good, because this is a very bad pattern. The zone that we're in is a very dangerous pattern. Now, I want to show you one other thing. Obviously, if I zoom in, then you'll see it. Actually, if I make it large, if I make it brighter, you'll see it. So I was tracking it yesterday, and I did say, well, I didn't say it to anybody apart from some of my private clients, because we were talking, and I said, look, we do see this downward momentum here. When this happens, usually we do break out of it, and we did break out exactly, which is fine. So we did get a bottom. A bottom for us was at 40,700. Okay, which is not the best. We shouldn't have got that bottom. We did get that bottom, and sadly, if you look carefully, it was pretty much bang on this line. So we were testing this area. Do you know what I mean? We're testing this area. If people think this is bullish, I don't think this is bullish at all. I think the bears were testing this area to see how much support we got. Hey, welcome Planet X. Awesome, bro. Thank you for coming to the show. Honestly, this test area, right, I think they are testing us, right? Remember yesterday I mentioned the Mickey Mouse, Batman, and Goblet, right? So this is like, giving us a Mickey Mouse little thing, right? This is what I'm thinking, because they could be getting ready to basically eat us up. You know what I mean? So let's see where this goes. But again, this is just another chart I did. These charts I'm not going to save, guys, because these are some drawings that I do sometimes just when I'm talking to clients. So I'll explain how these charts work. Very simple. You take your trend line, you take your major trend line, you take your support zone, and you draw a triangle shape, and that's where the shape comes out. You have your your descending triangle number one, which is a very bearish pattern. You have that. You have a symmetrical triangle, but the symmetrical triangles are bullish and bearish at the same time. So they're either way. They're not really a confirmation, right? But one thing we do have is, if you look at this area here, and I'll make it brighter for you so you understand. So if you look at this area here, this is where we are at the moment, and this is a good sign. I mean, ultimately, if this keeps on coming down, it's not a bad deal, because after we come down, we do break out, but we don't want to go below these supports. So you see, we've got this critical situation here where, like, we don't want to go below this level, because if we come back to the previous 20 or whatever thousand we had down here somewhere, there's nothing stopping it from going down even further. So it's very important to understand that these are critical zones we need to get about. So obviously I'm looking at this on a 4-hourly. When you move things over, you can see on the daily, we're nowhere. Do you know what I mean? So short term, of course, everything looks all brilliant, and that's why a lot of I've been observing the liquidations as well, to try and see if people are over leveraged or anything. And I'm quite glad, and I'm happy to say this, that we are not seeing many liquidations, which is really awesome to see. And I'm only tracking Bitcoin right now. You can see I'm tracking Bitcoin right now, and I'm very happy that nobody's over leveraging themselves. You see this area here? everybody understands that this is a risky time. I think enough of them have learnt their lessons around these areas, that, guys, there's a lot of manipulation going in. You want the institutions to come in, they come in, they're going to bring a lot of corruption with them, and that's what you've got here, a lot of corruption here, right? They manipulate the market, they've got money to burn. So that's what I was seeing, and I was quite happy with all of this. So the data was quite cool. Also, talking about data, we've got these conflicting data points, right? Very conflicting data points, right? So what I'm talking about, I can see on-chain. When we're looking at on-chain, we can see exchange outflows, right? For example, when we're looking into here, for example, we can see BTCs leaving the exchange, which is awesome, right? We can see BTCs leaving the exchange, Ethereum is leaving the exchange. We can see all of this stuff here. Everything looks super solid, right? Actually, let me go to my favorites. That will bring up most of the data that I want. So we can see BTC leaving exchanges while the market is dumping. A lot of BTC has been bought. Awesome. We can see Ethereum is leaving the market. Awesome. Actually, to even demonstrate this even better, let's open this, right? And let's see what they've got. Right, exchange flow. So you can see, look, even though BTC is leaving, some people are actually still putting BTC on the exchanges. So BTC is coming in. That is not bullish at all. That is absolutely bearish. When you see a plus here and green, that's bad. That's Bitcoin being added on to the exchanges. That's very bad. Whereas in Ethereum, I can see it's actually doing a lot better. One thing that, you know, for consolidation, right, when I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, is this all doom and gloom? Well, there's a bit of gloom here. It's not all doom, because when I see USDT being added onto exchanges, that also is a good indicator that something's going to get bought up here. So maybe they're just looking at the other way, they're looking at other coins or something like this, but ultimately we don't know what's going on. And Friday, for example, October the 1st is a very important day for us, because that opens up a brand new candle, and I'll show you a little bit more about that as well. So let's move back into another chart. So let's leave this chart alone. Let's go into this chart here. And this chart, what I was looking at now, for us to be extra super bullish, right? So you can see this $52,000 mark, right? So what I did was I just took a measuring tool. Literally, this is just a measuring tool, nothing more, right? So using this measuring tool, and I'm using the investor, you can see this here, the pi cycle top indicator. That's what I'm using, all right? And the 2-year moving average, basically. So this is a 2-year investor tool. And I'm just using that. I'm saying, where are we right now? We can see we're exactly in the middle, right? We're just below the middle. So according to the 2-year investor moving average, their low point here is 22 right now, and the high point is 118,000. So today we should have, if we were to top out, we should have been at 118,000K, but we're actually below the 50%. And what I've done is I've measured this green line with this red line. I've put 2 little zones here, and I can see where we are, and the middle point of the measurement is here. So this is not relevant. What you're looking at here is the center point of where we are. So our average should be here. So today, right now, for this market to continue, our average should be at $53,000. That's the key to understand. Our average needs to be 53, not below that. So this is bearish, definitely bearish. All of this is showing us bearish. Now, the other thing that I have done is on the daily, I have activated the moving average, right? So I've activated this moving average. And one other thing I wanted to show you is, look, we fell right here. We actually fell below the 50-day and the 200-day moving average. That's not a good sign, guys. Yes, of course. And it seems like we're actually coming into a death cross. Can you see this? This actually shows you the death cross and the golden cross. And you can see we're flipping into a death cross. So none of this is looking good. That's what I'm saying. So just be cautious. That's what I'm saying here right now. But one thing I do see, so when I'm looking at this red line here, this red line is actually the 21-day moving average. And we've been kind of holding this 21-day moving average. You know, so there is some good news at the end. But this is like we're standing on a thin thread. We're standing on a thin line. Any second now we can just fall, right? So this is all saying, look, guys, you got to be very careful where we are. Now, what we need to see, and I'll tell you exactly what we need to see, right? And this is the key for us right now. So let me zoom into this area. What we need to see, right, is these obviously we want to see green candles, but more importantly, what we need to see is this candle to overpower this. What we need to see is engulfing candles. So far it looks okay, it's not as bad, but we need these to be engulfing candles, similar to these, where this one was the candle and then this one engulfed this one. But I'm afraid that we might end up seeing this situation here again. So we have a pump, and then have a dump again. So we don't want that. What we want to see is a higher high, right? Not a lower high. So currently you can see we've got this higher low, higher high here technically. Well, obviously it's a lower high, but let's just call it a higher high here according to this area here, right? So when we look at this one, we have this one is higher. What we need to do is bring a candle which matches with this and gives us this level here. This would give us the confidence. Again, it's the $44,000, almost $45,000 level. Very important level for us to cross over in the short term, all right? And overall, we need to get to this level in order for us to basically be super back in the market, back in the game, go up this level. That's what we need. Right, to invalidate all of this, we need to have a candle come here, but short term, by Friday we need to get up here, guys. Right, if not at least by Sunday, we have to get a candle above this, because if we don't, we're too close. This is a thin thread. We're too close, and this then says that this could easily push and come back down. And if it comes down to this level here, for example, we're screwed. Do you know what I mean? We are screwed. So let me move you over to another chart and show you a little bit more what I'm seeing. So there's obviously everything has a good and a bad news. All right. So right now, this is why I've said last few days, I said the market is undecided, right? But there is one decision that market has been making, and that's a very good one, right? So this is a Bollinger Band, nothing more, right? I'm just using a Bollinger Bands here, and you can see the volatility index. That's it, right? So that's all I'm using here. Nothing too fancy, but I just need the Bollinger. I don't really need anything else, right? So when I'm looking at this Bollinger Band, what I'm seeing is we've come into these zones. Now, what you have to understand, the way the market works, whenever we come down to these levels and we end up having a squeeze, we usually do pump. So I'm looking for a squeeze right now, and I'm looking at the 4-hourly and everything. I'm seeing we're below this median line. So you can see this middle line here, we're below this, and whenever we stay too far below this, we do usually see a nice little spike. Okay, so I'm looking for these little spikes here that takes us back to the top levels. That's where we want to go. But as you can see, even here we've attempted, but because the momentum, the gap was just so big, it just fell. And this is where we had all the liquidation events, like the most recent one and the one before that as well, right? So we were doing okay until basically we just decided to dump. So I'm looking at a higher time frame, and so far I'm seeing we're coming into this zone. That means there's plenty of room left there for us to go, just by using a Bollinger Band, nothing more. You probably noticed I'm doing everything on BTC today. Again, there's a reason behind why I'm doing everything on BTC. This is an indicator I haven't shown to many people for some time now. So back in the days when I used to do my charts, I used to show this quite often actually. This is showing you the support and resistance clusters. So it shows you the actual support and resistance clusters. This is my own indicator. It also shows you where to buy and where to sell. Okay, and if you look bottom here, this shows you the heat map of what the momentum is in the market, and it's a stochastic heat map showing us that if the market is bullish or bearish. So right now is the bears in control. So if it's purple, usually the bears are in control. If it's blue, then we know the bulls are in control. So far we can see on the surface, it doesn't matter. Like for example, I'll give you a good example. So when you're looking here, everything looks all brilliant, right? We can even activate the volume. You can see, oh look, all of this is showing that, for example, this candle, we've got bulls in control, we've got bulls in control. It looks like bulls are in control, but actually when you switch this on, what it will show you, bulls are not in control. So you can see how these colors change, right? This is telling us bulls are in control, and this is telling us, if I switch it off, look, bulls were not in control. The bears are still in control of this. They still have the dominance over us. So you can, if you follow me on, I think on, what do you call this? On TradingView, you can actually find this under my profile. It's there, like my own indicators there. So it's free for everybody. Free, public can use this as much as they want. And this is a really cool indicator that gives you this kind of an estimation on what's going on. So you can go on multiple time frames and see what's going on. So far, look, we broke this support. This blue zone was a support. So back in the days, you can see, just recently, this used to be a resistance, and now it became a support, and we broke this support, and we're hovering in this support zone. We haven't actually, broke out of this and come back to hold this support. So we're in a higher risk zone. Also, when I move this over to a 4-hourly, it will explain a little bit more. Look at this. This is all resistance for us now, and you see how this indicator is also confirming that, look guys, For us to be bullish again, for us to be confident again, we need to get above this one candle, which is the $44,000 level. And then, of course, that changes the trend. So when we talk about trends, remember I told you how trends work. So, we got this area here, which is like this, for example. So we have for example, we have a lower high here compared to this, obviously. And then we have another lower high here. That gives us a trend going downwards. Right, so what we need to do now to invalidate that, we have to come back here and create this. And when we do this, we break this neckline. That's when we invalidate this pattern. Now we can have the chance to move back up again. That's what we need to do, and we need to do it fast. Okay, but nothing's going to happen overnight. I mean, if we have a miracle, then of course, right? So this is something you really have to understand. I hope this kind of helps. How many subs I got now, bro? Let's have a look. No worries. I don't know how many subs I got, but I don't really check. I've actually got my subs switched off. Like, it doesn't show on the thing. Oh, here you go. Let me refresh this and see what we got. Here, we got 1,709 subs. So it's been growing. I've been looking at how the subscriber count has been going on. Pretty much every day I get like 1 or 2 new subscribers, which has been awesome. I'm happy with it. I mean, the growth has been okay, you know what I mean? I did have a spike at one stage. I'm not sure where. Let me just check. Hold on, give me a second. I did have a spike at some point. If I go all time, there was one video that went crazy. So here, look. So when I first launched my first video was in November the 14th. Here, that's when I launched my first crypto video. And you can see I had 9 subscribers, and my channel was originally created back in June 2020. You can see I had 0 subscribers, and then the channel just started coming in, the message started going out, and then it was there. And then I had this one video, and I forgot what it was. There was a month, right? I'm not sure what month it was, and it just went viral. And all of a sudden, from here, we spiked up all the way up here. You know what I mean? So within, like, from March to April, that's when channel just exploded. Since then, it's been steadily growing. As you can see, pretty much every day it's been growing at a really, really good pace. It doesn't matter. Every month I've been getting a few subscribers here and there. So it's been awesome. You can see the analytics here, how many views I've been getting, the watch time, how many new subscribers coming in as well in the last 28 days. So it's been quite cool. My average is about 2 per day on average. So let's see what that does. Jeffrey, good morning, brother. How you doing? You all right? I heard El Salvador going to start mining heavily. Yeah, they're going to mine, but heavily, I don't know, because the thing is with algorithms, you have to understand, you have your mining farms. Whoever has the biggest hash power will usually get the chance to mine the coin. You can't physically mine the coin. The mining comes to you if you solve the algorithm or the mathematical formula before everybody else. This is why a lot of the mining operations, they have mining farms, but they also have mining pools, and the pool has the hash power there. So if you can hash it before everybody else, of course, every 10 minutes you're going to get yourself 6.25 BTC. So it's there. I mean, it's all about who has the biggest power and who has the biggest pools. And of course, a lot of these guys, they do mine. I mean, El Salvador could do a very careful stuff. I mean, clever stuff. They could easily have all the equipment, but join a nice little mining pool. And if they join a mining pool, then everybody splits the reward over the mining pool. And that's the best way to operate in this scenario. So, I know some people try to create their own little Substack and do it through there. It's not the best. The best way to do it is actually joining a pool, and that pool has the power, and that gives you more hash power in one group, and that group has more probability of mining a lot more, if that makes any sense. Then you basically revenue split. So let's go back into what I was going to show. I was going to show you DOT, right? DOT has been disappointing me, obviously, and as you can see, this is a channel which has been going on, and I'm not really happy with it. I'll be honest with you. So there's not much to say. Again, we got to wait for the entire market to react and see how that goes. So while we're on this, let's now move over to other bits and bobs. Let's do some of the other bits and bobs. Let's have a look at the total market cap, how it's been reacting. Very similar to BTC. So again, nothing fancy, nothing great. Do you know what I mean? If you want to put it that way, right? There's absolutely nothing much happening here. Again, when we're looking at these zones here, right? And it's just like one of those, You know what I mean? When you're looking at this, you see how the pattern is forming. And at some stage, we're going to come and probably break out or break down, right? As long as we don't go back into these zones, markets should be okay. Because I think a lot of fear will come in. And also talking about fear, let's look at fear and greed. Look at fear and greed and what the fear is right now. Extreme fear. Now, with extreme fear, the best part is, right? With extreme fear, one of the best thing is that this is the best opportunity to anybody buy. So remember this, guys. When you're here, that's when there's going to be a lot of dumping. When you are here, these are the best opportunities the market is giving you. When everybody's fearful, you buy. All right, Warren Buffett says, when there's blood on the streets, that's when you should be buying. And this is exactly what's going on. There's blood on the street. People are panicking. And the panic's coming in from other things as well, like, for example, the stock market. So when we look at the stock market, we can see, one second. When we look at the stock market, we can see even the stock market is dumping. Do you know what I mean? The stock market dump is, investors are taking their money out. Why? Because we know that a lot of money is going into the US dollars right now. People are taking their stocks out. They're afraid there may be a crash. They're moving over. A lot of the US bonds, the 10-year bond, that's been activated and that's been spiking. I don't know the ticker for the US bond. Let me see. No, this is not the one. This is at Nasdaq, so this is not Nasdaq. Sorry, I don't know the ticker. I'm sure I'll figure it out. But the bond market, you can see the bond market has been pumping hard and doing the complete opposite. That's where people are taking their money into fiat and panicking because this may crash. And if this crashes, we've got a problem, right? We've got a big problem. Do you know what I mean? Because I know people like to say, oh no, the market doesn't do X, Y, Z, whatever. It doesn't follow stocks. It doesn't follow stocks. That's 100%, right? I also agree to that, right? But the stock market, when money starts leaving here, people are shaken out, and a lot of people will react to this. Do you know what I mean? So you have to be very, very careful right now. That's what I'm saying. And a lot of people have been contacting me yesterday, day before yesterday as well, and saying, right, what's your thoughts on all of this, right? What do you think is going to happen? I said, look, the stock market was overdue for a very long time, and sadly we're in crypto, and even though we're not 100% correlated, people that are in stocks and people that are in crypto are correlated. They're the same people, right? You've got the same investors, people with investment minds, diversifying their portfolio. All of them are in this. So you see what I'm talking about? When you look at this, it kind of makes sense to you how bad this could be. Do you know what I mean? And we're just looking at a shorter time frame. Actually, if we look at a longer time frame, we can see the S&P could easily dump all the way up to here. That's a massive crash. I mean, for a stock market to have a crash like this, that's insane, right? I mean, when you're looking at the percentage from where we were since Evergrande crap happened, that would take it down 6.5%, 6.6%, almost 7%. That's bad. And that will then have this effect, right? Where, you know, once the money keeps on coming out, confidence is lost, you keep on coming down, you tumble down. Do you know what I mean? Now, me being slightly biased towards crypto, I'm positive that, of course, we're going to be affected. We will see this dump impact us as well. But I think people will then realize and come back into crypto because obviously it will be a discount, number one. Number two, they would realize that they could potentially, if they pump the market, they could actually make a lot more in crypto because crypto is giving. It's not taking, you know, crypto, apart from scams, crypto will always give to you. So I think that's something people will come to realization. That's just me being, as I said, biased a little bit towards crypto because I do find much more benefit in crypto. I mean, we're talking about stock market 6%. BTC might do a nice little 50% during that time. I use TradingView, my brother. Only use TradingView. You can see TradingView. Not only TradingView. So if I'm, like, for example, here you're seeing me on TradingView right now. This is TradingView. Here, for example, I'll give you a good example. This is Bybit. So if I'm on Bybit, I'll use my Bybit account. If I'm on Binance, I'll use my Binance account. For example, here's another account that I was doing some testing with. What's his name? OC. OC usually comes on the chat. I was doing some testing with him, and we were playing around with some little free money that we received. So he received a little bit of free promotional money. I received some free, so this is not even my money. So we were just testing and I was showing him exactly what happens and what to do. So it depends on where I am, what I'm doing. So if I'm on an exchange, I'll use my exchange account, If I'm not on my exchange account, then I'll easily just use the TradingView one. So most of the time I use TradingView because it does have pretty much all the indicators. So when I'm looking for the charts, stocks and everything, you can see I have stock, futures, forex, CFD, crypto, index, economy, you name it, I've got everything. So here, for example, this is the Dow Jones. So we can track that. QQQ usually is, let's do this one here, for example, right? And this is NASDAQ. This is the technology sector. And you can see everything is the same. Every chart you look at is the same, guys. So hope that kind of makes sense. Now let's go back into other stuff. Let's have a look at the total market cap. So as I said, if it does come back down here, confidence will be lost. Absolutely. Anyone who's got purchasing power, these are the opportunities you buy. But unfortunately, you'll be buying on a downward market. That's what I'm going to say, because it's going to be a spiraling effect. It's going to keep on coming down, right? So let's see what it does. If it does go down, and we got to have, the thing is, everyone's being super bullish. Oh look, October month is super good and this and that. October month is great, but there are some facts in October months that we also have to notice, right? Get rid of this. Let's show you some facts in October months, right? That is very important to notice, right? I want to show you this so you'll understand, right? So you can see here, this is an October in a bear market, and we've had 2 of those, right? So if you have an October in a bear market, that is bearish because it brings it down, right? You can see here, for example, we had an October in a bull market. Of course it pumps up. So when we're up already, we're fine. But look, when we're up, we're higher than this. So if we're higher than this, of course we're going to pump, right? But then we come back down here and we see another October here on a downward trending. What happens? We come down. So we can fast forward and see the same thing happening. So when we're markets trending up, of course it's going to pump, right? So we can't use this data. What we need to also understand, the market is trending up. So of course this October is going to be bullish, November is going to be bullish, December is going to be bullish. However, if you come back to a bear market, Octobers are not bullish. When the market is trending down, it's not bullish at all. It dumps even further, and these dumps are severe. For example, this is October. From October to where it dumped the lowest, that was a 53% correction. So please do understand, these, like a lot of the guys will hype it, but you've got to be really careful. Look, on a downtrend, this was a positive October, but it dumped even further. But okay, this one is a fluke. We'll keep that one. Here, October has been bullish because we were already on a pump cycle. Right now, we're about to hit October and we're on a downward trend. So please be careful how you pursue this, and obviously keep calm and understand what the market is doing right now and where we are in the market. So as I said, there's a lot of conflicting information out there, all right? And one of the most conflicting one is that on chain we see whales buying. Great. So we see whales are buying, money's moving out of the exchanges. Everything is indicating bullish, 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 bullish. The sentiment is absolutely bullish. But we're not seeing the same sentiment reflected on chain, right? So not on chain, on the charts, we're not seeing that. What we see on the charts is completely different. When we're looking at the charts, we're looking at the zones, and we go to the, say for example, go to daily, right? When we're looking at these areas and we're looking at all of our stochastics and RSIs and everything, they're not giving us anything. For example, here I'm looking at the MACD. Look at where the MACD is. That's bearish. Look where the MACD is for the daily. It's bearish. Look where the RSI is, about to flip above, but it's not super bullish. Do you know what I mean? Hey Bubble, how you doing, bro? I'll look at the chats in a bit. Give me a second. So this is what we got here, right? So we're coming down here. We need all of this gap to close and come back into these green zones for us to pump. So patience, guys, patience. And you can see the red one shows you the MFI, right? You can see the money flow, and you can see money is not flowing in. Money's not flowing in. Right now, they're buying on OTC and everything, but they're not putting it into crypto on chain to reflect it on exchanges. So these are critical things to understand. Right, critical things to understand. So yeah, I mean, even this chart, look, I drew this weeks ago, right, months ago probably, and look where we are. This is hilarious, right? It's actually battling itself to get out of this zone, but as I said, look guys, this 45, remember, is a key level for us to invalidate all of this crazy shit that's going on. 45 is a key level. If we go 45, then it's not a Mickey Mouse thing anymore, right? It's where we're basically going back up. That's giving us more confidence. So I'm going to wait for that and see what happens. What else was I going to talk about? Let's talk about some other coins. Bubbles here. So let's start off with Bubbles' favorite coin. Let's drop him some eGold and see what eGold is doing. Nothing much, bro. eGold, same pattern, same everything. In fact, what we're seeing is this, if we are to use this data, what we can see here is this symmetrical triangle pattern forming here. So if you look carefully, you can see the symmetrical pattern forming here. Just by using this, you can see there's a symmetrical pattern here. Now, symmetrical patterns are very good or very dangerous. So what we're looking at here, for example, if we use this top and this bottom here, right, on a symmetrical pattern, if we did go down, you can see this down could be dire for everybody. This could take you back down to the $70. That's how bad this is. However, on the upside, if we were to go up, and I'm not doing it 100% accurate, guys, just kind of a rough estimation, on the upside, you can see we can easily go to the $350. So just be careful. And so far, you know, we're coming into this squeeze zone, and this is the deciding point. This is the point where we decide, right? When we're coming into this area here, now we have to decide. We have no choice but to decide. Concept Mickey Mouse and Batman, of course. You know, Mickey Mouse, have you seen Mickey Mouse, right? Have you seen any of these cartoons? He's happy, he's sad, he's confused, right? Mickey Mouse is the most confused character in the cartoon in Disney, right? Is actually very confused. And then you've got like a goblin, like as I said, he's a monster, so he's going to take you whatever. And then we've got Batman, right? Batman is a hero, right? You know, he's strong, he's out there, he's got the willpower, he's a man, he's got no superpowers, but he uses technology and he uses his brains to make the decisions, and he does the right decisions. He's trying to help people. That's Batman. So right now, this is the area that's going to decide what's going to happen. Of course, as I said, Friday for us is the day. 1st of October would be the day, because this month has to close and we want to see how all of this goes. Friday, we either get a big dump or we get a massive pump, which continues over. And Friday, if we do get a pump, by the way, it will continue over Sunday. And then I think that the momentum will change. The direction will change if we did get a pump. And I'm hoping that everybody else sees that as well, the institutions and everybody sees this and actually do a pump on Friday, because Friday pump will propel the market to go shoot all the way back to 50 maybe, and every one of these will benefit from it. Right now, remember, they're all going to suffer if the market goes down. So that's eGold. One coin has been doing very, very good today, and I'm going to talk about it in a bit. Give me a second. So let's have a look at Ethereum. Pretty much what BTC is doing, nothing much. Again, when you go into a shorter time frame, what do you see? You see this sideways channel. So we haven't really come out of this sideways channel, guys. So we need to get out of this zone. Whatever we do, we need to get out of the zone. Same area, same thing. So, you know, I mean, you can see last time we were in this kind of a zone here, for example. We built this zone here, right? What did we do? We broke down. So this time we need to see if we can break up again, right? So let's have a look. Wait for this one. I'm not going to say anything, but this is the coin I want to talk about today. I mean, wow, look at this. I'm just wondering what's going on. The entire market is dumping or kind of not so confident. BNB decides to just break out. Literally just break out. It's like, well, where did this come from? You know what I mean? Because you got to wonder sometimes, like, where the hell did this come from? Is this real, or is this something else? You know what I mean? You got to really, really wonder what's really going on. I mean, we broke out this channel. Unbelievable. So I was looking at this and I was like, okay, is it time for me to cash out a little bit? Because I do want to cash out some of the what do you call this, some BNB basically. I'm not really that fast. I might as well put it into something else, because I've got money just sitting there doing absolutely fuck all. So I might as well take some of this out, put it somewhere else. You know what I mean? Because again, BNB to confirm that it's bullish so far, changing trend, it needs to get up to this line, $385. Has it got a chance? Of course it does. But is it enough? Not entirely, because the thing we have to really do is come here. See, this 436 is a key level for us. If we can come to this 436, that will absolutely invalidate this downward trend and make it into a bullish trend again. What's the next one? Let's have a look at dot we did Solana. Let's look at Solana. Yeah, again, it's in that channel. Do you know what I mean? It's in that shit channel. So really tough to call anything right now. Again, we need to decide. We need to decide what we want to do. Go up, go down. You know, patterns like this are very predictable, right? So when we see patterns like this, for example, here, we see this pattern here, very predictable. They're going to break down. You know, a pattern like this is also kind of predictable, right? We would have predicted it would pump out, and it did. But here you can see it couldn't hold that line, and it just broke down. Right, so we need to get back above number one level. We need to get back above this, which is $171, and then finally it doesn't really have any other level apart from the previous all-time high in order to us to confirm that Solana wants to move forward. So I hope this kind of makes sense to you guys. What else are we looking at? Let's have a look at Cardano. Cardano has a bigger problem. So with Cardano, the biggest problem it has, because of all of this dump, it didn't really create much of a support zone. Very small support here, very small support here. Not that bad actually. We can use this support here, so you can see this support here. But on Cardano, I don't know if you can see this on a mini 4-hour time frame. Look, so you see what I mean? This is yeah, not a really good thing here, right, guys? This is literally giving you one of those. I'm not happy with this. Right, what I need to see is Cardano come back up here, confirm, and then come back here, confirm, and break this trend line, because that's the one that's going to give confidence back to Cardano. And as you can see, over time, we've got so many zones we need to break above in order to be confident again, especially these areas here, you know, to reverse this trend. So we've got a long way to go. So I mean, for right now, as I said, we've got this area here, I mean, this area here, and then this area here. So let's see what that does, bro. What do you want to know about? EFI. Let's have a look at EFI. EFI is one of those, Affinity. I bought a whole load of it. It's literally shitting itself. So I won't sell for a loss. I'm just holding. I'm at a loss. I'm just holding. Again, it's all great what we see in the market. It's like, guys, look, we just broke out of all of this. Everything seems very super good, right? So everything seems happy, jolly, right? But none of this matters if the entire market dumps, guys. None of this matters. All right, this is what you have to know. If BTC cannot hold its lines, the entire market's coming down. So when the entire market comes down, you're going to basically see this thing tumble all the way down to here. And that's what's going to be. And that's where I will probably top up a little bit, because I am bullish on this, but I will top up around here somewhere if the entire market goes down. However, if the market decides to go for a pump, and we're looking at BTC, and we're saying if BTC decides to go for a pump, decides to come up, right, and this is the level you have to understand. If BTC decides to come back and go into this zone here, right, and confirm and carry on, right, and does this, right, so the pattern we're looking at is basically, you know, come here, do this, do this, do this, do this, then for a short term, this entire market will also react in the very same way and do this, and you can see yourself massive gains. Fine, but that's it. Do you know what I mean? We're at this critical level right now. We've come to the point where we have to decide. Right now, this whole zone that we had here was a deciding zone. Now, guys, decide whether you want to go up or do you want to go down. Because if you can see here, as I demonstrated earlier, when the center point, and I demonstrated it here, for example, not here, this one. If you look carefully, you'll see where we are, right? Number one, we are below the 50% here. And number two, we're in this central zone here. This is a consolidation box. We're in this consolidation box, this crazy consolidation box. We need to break out or break down. Decide whether we're going to continue or go down. And if we do go down, sadly, you see these highs? Because remember, this is a high, this is a lower high, and now this is a lower high, and this is also a lower high zone. This is showing us a greater trend downwards. We did not reverse this trend. To reverse this trend, we need to have one high here for us to say, now guys, we done all of this, we done all of the fun business, and we came here. Now we're moving back up, and that will create the reversal that we want to see. Hope this kind of makes sense, right? EFI, right? Now let's have a look at the chats and see what's going on. I've got like a few minutes remaining. Let's have a look at what's going on. So okay, Yafri says, how can I join a pool? You can connect to a pool directly from your mining software. So if you go to Bitcoin Core, download the Bitcoin Core software, all the details of how you should set up your own node is there. And also pools, you got to find the pools. Currently, I think, I haven't been in the mining game for a long time, so correct me if I'm wrong. I am a little bit rusty. But I know back in the days, F2 pool was one of the biggest. BTC.com, they have their own pool as well. They were really big as well. What was the other one? There was another pool. I think Bitmain had another pool or something, or BitSomething had another pool. So I used to use the F2 pool. That was the best. It had Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, the whole lot there. And then obviously you got other companies who provide the so-called mining, cloud mining. My recommendation is to avoid the cloud mining. because those companies will just disappear and you wouldn't know. So unless you're physically doing it with your own machine, don't get involved. That's all I'm going to say to you. You know, and as I said, F2 pools, very good, very big pool. There's a lot of people there, and all you're doing, by the way, that's safe, because all you're doing is connecting to the pool and giving your resources, nothing more. So you're making money from your resources. Also, I wanted to notify everybody for one other thing as well. Ethereum on the 4th of October will announce, so they haven't announced, so you're getting a breaking news here. Ethereum will announce their, let me just take this. So Ethereum on the 4th will announce, yeah, so they've got a upgrade coming on the 27th of October, okay, which is the, what's it called, Altair upgrade, ALTAR upgrade, which they're going to do on block 74240, and the EIP is 2982. Right, 2982, which kind of enforces some stuff for the miners, which is going to be really good for us. And this information should be revealed by the 4th to the 5th of October. So we've got another week. So you guys are getting the info about 5-6 days before all of this info was supposed to break out. And I hope this kind of helps you guys, right? So that's what you're getting. So yeah, keep 2 steps ahead with that one. Anyway, so that's what's going on with the market. But guys, remember, you know, it's funny, but it is what it is, right? What BTC does, so does the market. Do you know what I mean? Please do understand this, right? Look, it's pretty much the same pattern. If you're looking at this is BTC on Bitstamp, and this is the total market cap. I mean, you just, not DeFi, sorry. This is the total. So look at this here, total market cap. Visualize this, and let me go into BTC and watch what BTC does. Exact same pattern. So when you're seeing this, guys, you understand that this is still in control. It hasn't kind of changed anything. You know, it's still part of the big game. Do you know what I mean? It's still part of the big game. Hope this kind of makes sense, and hope this kind of helps everybody to understand what's going on. So very critical, very important, guys. Very, very, very important for us that we get back to the complete mess here. Let me go to another one. We go back to this 45k, right? This 45k for us is a key level we have to get to. Also, while I'm on it, I want to show you something else that I haven't shown for a very long time. I was actually looking at it last night, and it's pretty awesome to see. Let's enlarge this and see exactly what's going on. So this is really awesome because I do talk about this quite often. So you see how we've went from, you know, blue into these lighter areas like green, yellow, and you can see how the heat map, that means where the market is heating up, right? And we saw that market didn't top out and it came down, and this was like kind of the first time in history. So if I refresh this, you'll see this. We've never had anything like this before, right? So look, we've never had a situation where we've gone to, like, you know, close to the red and not do the red. We've never had this kind of a reversal pattern. So here's the first time we entered the green zone, but then we came back. We've never had this before, green and then back to blue. No, here the first time in history, we went to the green zone, yellow zone, or whatever you want to call it, lime zone, and we came back down. And then we started creating these darker patterns, so these darker ones. And then look where we are right now, right? We're in this lighter zone, right? This was a lighter zone, which is fine. Lighter means market heating up, market wants to go. And look what it did. So if you look carefully at this color, light, this color is slightly a darker shade. So all of this is saying the market is not really fully confident. Do you know what I mean? When we use this data, we say, well, hold on, what's happened here? How did the color change, right? What's going on with these colors? And it's slightly darker shade here, because obviously we're looking at these slightly darker shade. So I want to see this flip over to a lighter shade, go into these colors, and that's when we'll be super solid. XRP launches 250 million NFT creator funding project. Awesome. Everybody wants to jump on the NFT bandwagon. But one of the most important thing about NFT, and I said to this many people as well, and believe me, everyone's doing it. Even Coinbase recently said they're doing something with NFT as well. NFT is illiquid. So you buy, it's not a liquid currency. So you buy because you just feel like it or whatever, just because you want it. That would be your thing. So you just buy to hold. It's an art piece or whatever you want to call it. And there's a massive hype around it. Obviously, everyone's making money. Why not, right? But there's a lot of manipulation going on. There's a lot of fake trades going on. There's a lot of inside trades going on. Misinformation. Some of those projects are not worth what you think they are. and a lot of scams ultimately going on. So I've personally said I'm going to stay away from NFTs for as long as I can until I see the market, like the actual bubble, burst a little bit, and then go from there. But of course, launches a $250 million NFT fund, build NFTs on XRP. That's what they want. Everybody wants that because that's pretty much the thing right now. Every blockchain is doing it, you know. Like Solana pumped because Solana launched its NFT as well, and that's what it is, right? But the thing I always say, like, obviously XRP is going to do it. It's going to get the attention. Great, everyone's getting it. But again, guys, while all of this is hyping and while everybody's getting super bullish, right? Hey, Tommy, how you doing, bro? While everybody's super, super bullish, one of the most important things you still have to understand is where we are in the market. While everybody's looking at all of these NFT projects and hyping this project, that project, right? Or, you know, feeling really confident about it, that look, guys, we're pumping, this project is coming, that project is coming, right? While everybody's assuming, like, you know, we're going to go to the moon. You're not looking at the numbers. That's very important. You have to look at the numbers. The numbers are very, very important. You know, look at what the market is doing and where the market is right now. Because if we stop looking around these areas, we got a bit of a problem. Right now, we know that until we go to that 44, 45 level, we are screwed. So we're not in a safe zone until we take this Ethereum back to, where was Ethereum? Let's have a look at Ethereum. Let's see Ethereum for what it is, where we need Ethereum to be for it to be bullish. So I mean, for Ethereum, we need to get back to this level here, which is a 3,148. Until we go there, we're screwed. Ape NFT. Ape NFT, bro. Ape NFT is basically established themselves as a name, and they're just launching all these crazy stuff. Economy, we can check, right? So economy. This one we can check. That's not much of an issue. This one's okay. So again, pretty much following what the market's doing. If you look at the shorter time frames, you can see it's pretty much doing what the market's doing. I mean, everything was jolly. Everything was pretty jolly. But this is what I want you to see, right? So this is from March, April, right? So around from March, basically. Let's have a look at weekly. Let's get it on the weekly. Right, so it basically around here you can see March. So March 2021, it pumps and then it has this big dump. So this is usually like the launch dump or something. S-index, right? Dumps, no problem. Comes all the way down here. It starts recovering from there. Anyone who bought it here, you're doing awesome. If you haven't bought it here, then you've got a problem. Do you know what I mean? So you want to be very careful because again, same thing. Remember what I said. The market will basically react when BTC reacts, the entire market will react. You've seen it over and over again. Do I have to even say this? I mean, guys, have you seen, BTC dumping 10% or 5% and this market not reacting? Have you seen that? No. The fact is, when this goes 5%, everything bleeds. When this goes up a few percent, everything pumps, and they pump harder. And Binance is pumping hard right now, 11%. Not bad, not bad. So that's what this is. Now, Ape NFT, I can check for you, no problem. And again, they're just a brand. They're not even coming up here. All right, they are coming up here. So let's have a look at this. They just established themselves as a brand for what they've been doing. On Tron. So you can see this on Tron. They're using Mist. That's fine. This is what their price is right now. My God. I mean, just look at this. Wow. Just look at this. I'm just going to say, wow. That's what I'm going to say. Let me see if they're on TradingView. That would be quite awesome to see if they are on TradingView. Okay, they are on TradingView NFT, so their tag is NFT. Let's have a look at 10FT. Give me a second. NFT USD. That's where they are. I'm on the weekly. Let's go on a daily. Okay, that's where they are. Yeah, I see these sudden spikes, but where we're looking at right now. I mean, what do you want me to say? How low it's going to go or how high it's going to go? Because again, you got to be very careful. I know some of these are very tempting, right? You know, when you look at these, the price, it's like, wow, look at this, bro. This could be the next Dogecoin, or this could be the next moon coin, or imagine we take a few zeros off, we could be there. That's fine, but we need adoption. Number one, How many do we have here? You can do the maths. Come on. I'm sure you can do the maths. One less than a trillion. So we have a trillion tokens here. Great. How many in supply? 19 billion in supply. 19 billion in supply. So that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm telling you. Absolutely crazy. How many people have it? I mean, it's on Tron, obviously. Tron is thing. Not bad. So it seems to be, it got itself into some of the big exchanges. Of course, Huobi's low, but it got itself into this. Volume hasn't been bad, to be honest. Look, I mean, having a $31 million volume, not bad. But these spikes, you know, when you're looking at these spikes, wow. You know what I mean? All I can say is wow. Do your own research. But as I said again, be careful. Just be very careful. Rank 537, not bad. It's getting there. But again, guys, be careful. Because remember, all of these tokens, all you need is a few tokens to actually create this kind of a value. So, yeah, apenft.org. What are they building? Tron Loot. So what is it? Artworks. Great. Yeah. Okay, so wow. Interesting. 6 million. 2 million. Great, guys. Yeah. I'm just seeing big names. You see what I mean? When I'm seeing big names here, I mean, this guy wasn't even known. Now I'm seeing big names. Yeah, I want to be careful. So I'm not going to go into any of this stuff. That's all I'm going to say. So they come from Christie's and Sotheby's. So clearly they're coming from some mainstream stuff. I don't want to look into this, honestly. I'm not going to even look into this. But, you know, as I said, do your own research. If it does well for you, great, bro. Obviously, I hope you best of luck. Go to the moon. Happy days. I mean, potential. What potential? You know, when somebody says potential, what potential? What potential do you have within an NFT? You know what potential do you have within an NFT? That's the key here. The answer, right? They've talked about, so for example, look, we go back here, they've talked about these. Let's go into these arts and let's see. I mean, I don't want to do a research, I don't want to spend too much time here because I do have to go. Let's look at this, for example, right? So this is a picture behind the scene, whatever, right? Hold on, token ID. Let's go into this Tron scan and see what's going on here, right? So this is NFT, 3 NFT. So we see 3 NFTs, fair play. Where's the contract? I want to see these $21 million value, because they said it's 21 million, right? I don't see 21 million. Where is it? Do you know what I mean? I see they got this many tokens, but when I'm looking at the value, what, 2 cents? What's this? 68? Honestly, do we want to waste our time on this kind of shit? You know what I mean? Because this is what it is. Just look at it. Total 8 tokens. This is the contract. We click their contract. But when you go in there, what do we see? We see these. Okay, this is a TRC20. Fine. All of these Tron contracts. This is the amount. Value. Come on, look at this. 2 cents. Bro, come on. Leave that. I'm not going to say any more on this one. They have potential, bro. I don't see any potential on this. Mac Jason, hello, buddy. Vision, hey, awesome, Vision. How you doing, bro? Nice to see you on the thing. I'm not going to be here too long. I've got 5 minutes and I'm going to shoot. eCallMe, as I said, look, eCallMe has, you know, is partnering up with multiple things. That's really, really great. But what you're not understanding, I'm not saying eCallMe is bad. This I'm saying is bad, right? Please understand. This Ape NFT, that is shit. Literally, it's a shit coin. I'm gonna stay away from this one, right? That's what I'm trying to say. But when you look at this one, this is not a bad project. This is not a bad project. It suffered a lot, but it's not a bad project. And when you're talking about all of these projects that they want to do, yes, they have announcements, they have partnerships. In fact, they have masses of investors. They have a lot of investors in them. So we do know this project has potential to do something. Look at the price is ridiculous as well. This has potential to go and do something. This has potential. The other one, what potential? What potential? I don't see any potential. When I'm looking at this shit here, what potential? They gave me this. They said price 20 million. I don't see 20 million. What? Somebody wants to sell it for 20 million. Fair play. I need to see 20 million. I don't see 20 million. Do you know what I mean? When I'm looking at the issuer, when I'm looking at his balance and how many transactions he's had, right? And how much he has in his balance, I don't see anything. Do you know what I mean? Okay, let's do transfers. The value doesn't even show up. What, 0.2? What the hell is going on here? When was the last time he done it? 25 days ago. Somebody show me 25 million. Do you know what I mean? Please, please, please. Not NFT, the token. Yeah, I understand. But again, the token is on Tron. So of course, if the person has sold it, he should be able to do something. So he's created something, 3 NFTs. That's the address. It's all good. Listen, I understand that. I understand what you're trying to say. You're bullish, fine. But what I want you to also understand is when you're looking at this stuff here, you also got to look at this number here. You also got to look at this number. You can have 1 billion of these and still not be enough. Do you know what I mean? So please do understand, right? I'm just trying to make you stay safe. Do you know what I mean? Just because, listen, a digit here. Listen, check this out. This number flips by 1. That's 50% down. Bro, this number flips by 1. You're 50% down. Do you understand how dangerous this is? Right? When this number flips, right, you're 15% down. If this goes to 0, you're 15% down. You know what I mean? So understand what this is and where we are right now. Remember, we've been talking about BTC. What BTC really has to do, not this one. Let's go to this one here. What BTC really has to do right now in order for the market to basically be confident again, right? BTC has to break this neckline here. If it fails within the next few days, guys, there's nothing holding us back from basically going right down to the bottom and doing absolutely fuck all. Do you know what I mean? So please do understand, we are at this critical level, very dangerous level. You can see this here. I don't even have to draw it. Let me delete all of this and look, we're in a very dangerous zone. I hope this kind of makes sense, and I hope you understand. This is danger. The only thing we've got here holding is this level here, right? 38. And we fall, we're going to be having a snowball effect, and we're just going to be constantly spiraling down. Are you prepared for that? And what's going to happen to all your other cryptos and all your favorite cryptos that you're putting money into? Are you going to be able to take it out fast enough? Do you know what I mean? So we'll talk about, but you know what, when you Tamil, this one's for you, and I'm going to give you this as a brotherly one. Yeah, so understand what I'm about to say here. Let's go on a weekly and let's show you this. Do you know when you say things got potential? When you're sitting around here somewhere, when you're down here somewhere, when you're down here, say it's got potential. If this market collapses and comes down here, say it's got potential, buy it, hold on to it, and watch how much potential it has. Until then, bro, just you gotta keep your feet on the ground. Don't go onto the moon too soon, because you never know what's going to happen. Of course, all of these market dumps, all of these situations right now give us a great opportunity to say, look, we're in a great zone to buy zone. These are great buying zones, by the way, right? So if you do see, I mean, I don't even see it, but I'm just going to still try and do this for you, right? When you're looking at these, right, so in this particular zone here, this would be a great buying zone. Great, no worries. But if the market collapses, this is not going to stay in this box. This is coming down. I can guarantee you that. All right. So yeah, other than that, guys, I don't have much time. Like, share, subscribe, smash that like button. I hope you understood what's going on. Tommy, listen, I'm not having a go at you. I just want you to be protected. You have to be, whenever you get into a hype mode or your brain is all happy, that's when you need to take 2 steps back and say, well, is it the right time for me to take this move? Is it actually going to be bullish? Am I pumping because someone's telling me? I'm sure many people are going to be telling you, buy, do this, do that. Great, altcoins are going to pump, altcoins are coming. I'm doing the opposite. Why? I'm trying to be real here and say to you guys, understand, don't follow the hype. you're gonna get wrecked. When you are following the hype and buying here, someone's monetizing on you and they're gonna be dumping on you again. These percentages are gonna be insane. So you have to be very cautious what you do. I mean, just look at this. I mean, imagine the guy who bought it down here, right? Imagine the guy who bought it down here, and if he bought $1,000 worth, he's down 60%. He's down 60%. Can you afford to buy it down here and dump another 60%? Right, let's do another 60%. Can you afford that? Right, and remember, all it has to do is flip one number. Currently, the price, when you see, it just has to flip one number. Mac Jason, cut all my positions since 52. Awesome, bro. I've been doing the same. So what I've been doing is, since 58, I've been starting to kind of scale out of most of my alts. And then when we were moving back again, and I went crazy, so when we were moving back up to the 50,000 mark, I started getting rid of more alts. So currently I only have about 25 alts remaining. I'm not really buying any alts. I'm just standing by. Because if this market collapses, I need to be able to protect my wealth, obviously, protect my gains, obviously, and then be prepared to buy the bottom. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it is. And as I said, for me, the bottom, when I'm looking at it, it's got nothing to do with any of this stuff. The bottom for me is when I see us coming back to these, say, about $25,000 level. That would be the bottom for me. Oh, yeah, exactly. So let's see, guys. Let's see. But yeah, I'll catch you guys on another one. I'm getting late. Yeah, I'll catch you on another one tomorrow. I'll announce it and I'll see you guys there. Well, I'll obviously continue the conversation on Discord, so I'm always there on Discord. If you have some questions or whatever, we'll always continue. And of course, remember the Discord is constantly updated, constantly doing its thing. And there's loads of news that I don't even talk about. It's being fed there, which is awesome. So do read the news articles that do come out, guys. Those are really cool stuff that come out. And also on the news recently, I don't know if you saw, there was one regarding, I think it was JP Morgan. JP Morgan, they're doubling down on BTC. So why? And this is Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan who said a statement. He said he sees the market going down, but he does see the market being worth 10x the value in 5 years time. So he said that himself, and this guy was a bear. So if this guy's converted now, you got to understand, maybe he's manipulating, I don't know, but ultimately his clients are buying. They have been doubling down. Do you know what I mean? They had, like, you know, I think it was March or April, they had a certain amount, and now they have double the quantity of Bitcoin. So when you look at all of this, it makes total sense that they're doubling down. They know there's something big coming, and they're prepared to hold. So when it dumps, and I'm sure they got plenty of infinite money to print as well. So that's what's happening. Last one, VRA. Okay, I'll do the last one for you, VRA, because I know you always like to find these weird ones. Veracity, right? VRA. I'm hoping this is the one. Veracity looks solid, actually. I did actually check this one out recently, so I'm not sure where I checked it, but I did check this out recently. Let's have a look. VRA crypto. This one here, let's do KuCoin. Yeah, this one looks quite cool. Of course, it's kind of suffered a little bit because of what the market's doing, but so far it looks cool. Again, what I would wait to do, I'll be honest with you, if I was you, even though this is a discount, I wouldn't really jump in or anything like this unless you bought it cheap. Obviously, that's a different story. What I will be doing, and now my strategy is going to be different. My strategy is going to be, I'm going to look at Bitcoin and see if Bitcoin is now moving back up, if it wants to go back up. If it's indicating that I want to move up, then I'll jump onto something like VRA or anything and I'll pick it up, because I know that anytime the BTC will move, this will also move up or down, and this then has a potential to start pumping and shoot up. And you see how close we are to the previous all-time high just here. So this is cool. This is good to see. That means we're not that far. All we have to do is come and break this neckline, create a upward momentum, and continue moving up, right? And then we can have a new all-time high here as well. So we just need, remember, the market is now dependent on what Bitcoin is doing. So please, I hope you can understand this. If you are not for a short term and you're asking me to tell you what the price might be, let's have a look and see what the price, if we did have a pump, right, where we can go. If we did have a pump, then we're looking at 0.07, so 7 cents would be the target. That's where we'd go. Sadly, if we did dump, then we've got a different story here. If we did dump even further, let's get rid of this, right? What do I do? Yeah, well, the dump, we've already beat that target. So now if we dump even further, then you can see 0.02. Um, yeah, not bad. 0.02, not bad. It doesn't really invalidate anything because of the way it's done. Well, kind of it does. I mean, we're on this invalidation point right now because, my God. So if you look carefully, look, we've got a low here, high here, low here, higher low here, and then we've just had a low here, right, which is actually battling around here, and we're here right now. This has a more probability to go down, so be careful. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, guys, adios. I hope this was all informative. I hope everybody enjoyed the stream. Like, share, subscribe, share with friends and family, share in your Facebook, share in your WhatsApp, and let's grow the community. Also join me on Discord and we can continue the conversation there. And obviously, if we have questions and everything that we feel that benefits more people in the world, right, we'll obviously do it on YouTube. So anything I think I can bring back to YouTube, I will definitely bring it for the public, and so hopefully it works. Everybody, it helps everybody. Sorry. Exactly, market, Mac. Thank you, Mac. Mac Jason says, guys, be careful. The market is still weak. Exactly, that's the thing. It is very weak right now. So until we go to that level, remember, it's very, very dangerous right now. Ennis, sorry, bro. We just we're going now, so I'm gonna see you later. Salam to you as well, Habibi. Salam. No worries. Yeah, no, I'm going now, bro. So, but the stream is quite long. I don't know. I think we've had it like for almost an hour now, just over an hour. So go and watch it again. I'm sure you find value and you'll understand what the dangers are right now. There's a massive, massive danger for us if we do not go back to the $44,000 or $45,000 level. We are screwed. We are screwed. So please do understand this, right? So hope for the best, pray to God, and say we get back to 45. And see what happens, because if it doesn't, then we're shooting all the way down. I don't even think 38 is the bottom level. I think we might even go all the way down to 32. So please beware. Other than that, like, share, subscribe. Adios, my amigos. I'll see you on another one very soon. Okay, see you tomorrow anyway.